In Jon Jones's post-fight interview, whenever he said that he was going to give the people what they wanted, it didn't sit right with me.
I have some conversations to have with Dana and Hunter, and we have some negotiating to do. And if everything goes right, maybe we'll give you guys what you want to see.
Because that could mean two things. One, Jon Jones is going to fight Alex Pereira, or two, Jon Jones is going to fight Tom Aspinall. And if Jon Jones is going to fight Tom Aspinall, that decision right there could be Jon Jones' biggest mistake ever. Think about it for a second. The people who actually want to see Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall are who exactly? Who are the people who constantly poke at Jon Jones any chance they can get to say to Jon to fight Tom Aspinall? They're not Tom Aspinall fans, and they're certainly not Jon Jones fans. The people who want to see Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall are professional D1 Jon Jones haters. It's easy to recognize that these people that Jon Jones is referring to are Jon Jones haters because of the way they operate. For example, the only time you ever do see someone mention that they want to see Jon Jones fight Tom Aspinall, the conversation is always brought up in a negative light. You typically see these Jon Jones haters say that Jon Jones is a duck, and then in the same sentence say that he should fight Tom Aspinall. So now, since we know that nobody wants this Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall fight other than Jon Jones haters, this decision for Jon Jones to fight Tom Aspinall and give the people what they want gives Jon Jones absolutely no benefit at all. Because what benefit is Jon Jones going to get when the people don't even like him in the first place? But let's create a scenario where Jon Jones does actually fight Tom Aspinall and Jon does beat Tom. What is the exact benefit that Jon Jones would gain if he were to beat Tom Aspinall? He gets absolutely nothing. Do you think Jon Jones would want respect from the fans? Do you think that Jon Jones wants to prove everybody wrong? No, he doesn't, because he already had done that for years. But even after all that, Jon Jones haters always got to bring up his close fights with Anthony Smith, Thiago Santos, Dominic Reyes, and Alexander Gustafsson. Jon Jones was always in the position to where no matter how many times he fought, the fans were never satisfied. And in terms of legacy, Jon Jones doesn't gain anything if he beats Tom Aspinall, because if we were to use the logic of the average Jon Jones hater, Tom Aspinall is practically considered a huge threat to Jon Jones, correct? But since Jon Jones doesn't feel that way about Tom Aspinall, if Jon were to beat Tom, he wouldn't feel like he achieved anything because he never thought that he was good in the first place. Whereas the Jon Jones haters hyped up Tom Aspinall to a high standard. And so if Jon were to beat Tom Aspinall, the only people who would be surprised by that outcome would be the Jon Jones haters. Realistically, the only thing that would matter to Jon Jones if he were to beat Tom Aspinall would be the money he would earn in this fight. Because like Jon Jones said before, he wants that FU money if he even wants to think about fighting Tom Aspinall. But now let's go to the worst case scenario, which is what would Jon Jones gain if he were to lose to Tom Aspinall? And remember, we're looking at this in the perspective of a Jon Jones hater. And so if Jon Jones were to lose to Tom Aspinall, he would instantly lose his credibility as a fighter. Because we have to remember, Jon Jones haters think that Jon Jones is overrated because of his steroid use and his multiple close fights against guys who were similar to him in size. So if Jon Jones was going to lose to Tom Aspinall, their viewpoints and opinions were going to be true in their eyes. And so the aftermath of this loss could be fatal to Jon Jones. We're going to be seeing a similar scenario to where people are going to be downplaying Jon Jones's career, saying that Jon Jones's career was never good and he was an overrated fighter if he were to lose to Tom Aspinall. So when we compare what Jon Jones would gain if he were to win against Tom Aspinall, and then compare what Jon Jones would gain if he were to lose to Tom Aspinall, Jon Jones is in a very bad position right now. So the whole point I'm trying to make is that if Jon Jones were to fight Tom Aspinall, in my personal opinion, he shouldn't even bother giving the people, aka the haters, what they want, because they don't even like him or support him in the first place. So why bother? Jon Jones should focus on his plan that he had all along, which was to either fight Alex Pereira or leave the UFC and go to the PFL and fight Francis Ngannou and get a fat paycheck. Because Jon Jones is the greatest of all time, and he deserves it. He deserves to call the shots. He deserves to make his own decisions, and he deserves to have and make big money. And if the haters don't like that approach, that's fine, because these haters, these Jon Jones D1 professional glazers, have been hating, downplaying, slandering, mocking Jon Jones for his entire career. My name's Yahin Zamali, and I'm out. Peace.